Okay, this is a quick lecture on the differences between examples, opinions, and topic sentences. And really the only way I can give you this information is by showing you. So what I've done here is I've broken a typical paper paragraph into its component parts here. The organization of a body paragraph, our body section. Now notice the term body section applies because this doesn't always end up being just one paragraph. Okay, so when you're looking at this, think about this, that you can have more than one example in a paragraph or a section. You can have more than one explanation. You should typically only have one topic sentence and one transition though. So first let's look at the topic sentence. So the topic sentence for this model here is colorful words are words that add sensory details to a piece of writing. Now what I'm seeing in a lot of the outline assignments that you all are doing is that you are mistaking this sort of sentence for an example. But this sentence doesn't give us really anything. I mean, it tells us what we're going to talk about, but does it show me that colorful words are words that add sensory details to a piece of writing? No, it doesn't. So when you're looking for your example, what an example is, you don't want it to be a statement of fact or an opinion. You want it to be something that is is evidence of that fact. So right here I've developed an example of this idea that I get from Roberts actually. This example comes from a Ray Bradbury story, The Sound of Thunder, one of my favorites. So you can see it here. One example of colorful words are adjectives, a part of speech, right? Adjectives describe nouns and pronouns, so writers can be very specific in describing an object. For example, Echo swayed on the padded seat, his face pale, his jaw stiff. That is the example. The example is a sentence taken from a story. So in my face-to-face classes, I've been harping on this idea that your examples need to come from stories. Your interviews need to get you stories. The people you're interviewing and talking to for this paper that you're going to quote, the field research that you're doing, that you should be doing right now as we speak, should be getting you stories to illustrate your positions. Without those stories, you have no essay. Okay, so the next step in creating the paragraph, though, the example isn't enough. You need to also be able to explain the example. So if we look at our explanation here, we have to explain it in the context of our thesis. Our thesis would be talking in this instance about great writing, what makes a great essay. The adjective in the sentence is padded. Such a word allows a reader to clearly see and feel the seat or chair, thus making the image the author wants to communicate clear. Do you see it? This is the explanation. This is the example. Do not confuse these three things. And then of course your body paragraph should end with a transition of some sort. Adjectives are not the only words that are colorful or improved description. Adverbs can as well. So we know the next paragraph will talk about adverbs. And you see the structure here. It's very, very formulaic. But for the time being, I want you to be formulaic. It will make your life a lot easier. So think about this. I'm actually going to save this paper and attach it to this video on YouTube so you can look at it. Think about the structure for every single paragraph you write. This is what the outline assignment for chapter 14 was supposed to be about, was me seeing that you understand what the chapter is telling you about illustration. That illustration is examples, and that we get those examples from stories, from reading other texts, from talking to people, from personal experience. It's not enough to tell someone a stove is hot. They typically have to touch the stove to know it's hot. So you want to burn your reader, basically. You want to make your words as real as touching a hot stove. And the way you do that is by giving good, clear